My babka makes the perfect late night snack. Don't tell. Hi everybody, Jack Hazen here, owner of Jackbakes. Today I am going to share with you my very own chocolate babka recipe that is absolutely to die for. So what makes my babka different is that my babka is round, the traditional babka is square. We finish it off with a crumb topping, and folks, trust me, it is a crowd pleaser. So let's start by activating our yeast. We have 1 cup of lukewarm water, and in that I'm gonna put my 3 packets of active dry yeast and my ½ cup of sugar. Now, the sugar and the water are what activate the yeast. And what we wanna do is use the whisk just to dissolve everything. Perfect. So I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna let this bloom. Over here, we have 2½ pounds of bread flour. That comes out to 9 cups of flour. The high gluten content in bread flour is what gives the bread its structure and its texture. So I'm gonna make a little well with my fingertips, and I'm gonna pour in my 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. Now that I have my salt in the well, I'm gonna bury it. And I'm doing this because the salt, when it comes into contact with the yeast, will kill it. Okay, now we're ready to incorporate our wet ingredients. So here we have 1 1/4 cups of warm water, ½ cup of canola oil, 1 whole egg, and for that added touch of sweetness, we have 1 tablespoon of honey. Sometimes I use 2, but don't tell anybody. And now, let's check on the yeast. Okay, so it looks like we got that foam and that froth, which means it's ready to go with the rest of the wet ingredients. It's very important to use the dough hook because with any other attachment, it won't knead the dough the way you need it to be. Get it? As with my challah bread, I follow the 30-30-3 rule. 30 seconds slow, 30 seconds medium, and 3 minutes medium to high speed. Oh, nice dough. It's falling off the hook, which is exactly what we want. That means it's not too sticky. I'm gonna remove my dough hook here. I'm just gonna knead it a little bit just to smooth out any bumps. I'm gonna take a large bowl. I'm gonna spray it lightly with non-stick cooking spray. And then I'm going to place my dough in the bowl and I'm gonna cover it, plastic wrap. I'm gonna put this in a warm, dark place to rest for about an hour. This is the most gorgeous babka dough I've seen thus far. This is exactly what you want. It's doubled in size. So I'm gonna cut my dough in half. I'm gonna rest this under a towel. What this does is it protects it from the air so that it doesn't harden on the outside. So what I'm gonna do with this dough now is I'm gonna cut it again, half it, and then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. Same for this other half. We're gonna make 6 knots, 5 around and 1 in the middle. From overhead, it looks like a flower. So I'm gonna do what I would do with a braid, which is create a strand. The strands that I tend to go for are about 12 inches. Somewhere around that is perfect. So I'm gonna take a tablespoon of delicious chocolate chips. Take each chocolate chip and you're gonna start from the top and you're gonna run all the way down to the bottom, just pressing that in there and closing it up. And for those of you that love chocolate, don't be shy, use 2 tablespoons. Now I'm gonna take my strand, super easy guys. Watch, fold, pull through, pinch. Could you look how easy and gorgeous that is? So I'm gonna set this down and I'm gonna repeat the same technique with the other 5 pieces of dough. So now that my knots are all ready, I am gonna take a 9-inch aluminum tin, spray it with non-stick cooking spray, and then I'm gonna assemble them 5 around and 1 in the middle. It's okay if they touch, they probably will touch. This just looks absolutely incredible. So now I'm gonna take my egg wash, which is simply 1 egg yolk with a pinch of sugar and a pinch of salt. So what we wanna do is get this thing shining. I'm gonna set this aside for about 30 minutes until it doubles in size. And now my favorite part, the crumb topping. 1/2 cup of margarine or butter, best if it's room temperature. And next, cup of sugar. Mix the sugar and the margarine together before I add in the flour. We have that nice consistency. We're gonna sprinkle in the flour. So I'm working through this crumble, and what I want is exactly that. I want it to crumble. I'll crumble for you. I am happy with how this looks. I'm gonna go check on the babka and see if it's risen. Well, this is something spectacular. Look at these, folks. I haven't been this excited since the 8th night of Hanukkah. So first, let's get that egg wash. And let's just go over these nuts again. Grab a handful, be generous, and sprinkle the crumb topping evenly over your knotted babka. I like to have my babka covered in crunch. It's looking really good. Now I'm gonna top it with some chocolate chips for an extra delicious mouthfeel. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one. And then I'm gonna put these in a 350-degree oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. I am fainting right now. This babka looks insane. I could almost eat both. And if I was going through a breakup, trust me folks, I would, and I have. Now, let's dig in. My favorite part is the middle. You guys, look at that oozed chocolate. Sorry you guys, but I gotta go. Me and this babka need a minute alone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you try this recipe. It's super easy to make, super delicious, and trust me, you cannot mess it up. Thanks for watching.